everybody. My name is Patrick. I'm one of the co-founders of ResearchHub, and thank you all for attending. We're going to have an awesome day here talking about the future of translational science.
We are in the United States at an inflection point where it's no longer enough to just do, breakthrough discoveries, but to really ensure that they are translated into human impact. And at the end of the day, really, we are all, as a global community, against one thing, and the one thing is disease. We all want to eliminate disease.
It's not that we really have a discovery problem. We do a really good job at that. It's essentially that we have an architecture problem. The science is moving so quickly that we're not able to keep up with it. And translation in and of itself remains slow, it remains fragmented.
How do we basically create an ecosystem for which ResearchHub is part of? How do we create that continuum of capital? How do we accelerate bench to bedside?
First of all, thanks for bringing ResearchHub to New York. Discovery happens in the lab, but I don't know. I don't know how much development necessarily happens in the lab. You've got to get out. You need uptake in the real world, right?
The scientific enterprise is changing. We have cool tools like AI, which enable a number of things that we've heard about today. So how do we meet the moment? How do we meet this changing landscape? How do we recognize that researchers today truly want to have impact in a bigger way?
We have this thesis that it's really education, not capital, that is the earliest bottleneck for biotech innovation. Early career scientists really lack access to the education, mentorship, and community that they need to translate their ideas into real-world impact.
The idea is just to try things and iterate faster, reason our way through combinations, and importantly, measure as we go. And so this takes a lot of effort from a clinical team and a scientific team to think about potential side effects, and then also closing the diagnostic loop so we can treat, measure, analyze, repeat, and not get stuck on something too long.
To the late Charlie Munger, show me the incentives and I'll show you the outcome. And we think that although incentives don't drive every single behavior ever, I think it is a really good push, and it really explains, I think, a lot of behavior that we see in kind of the scientific ecosystem right now. And we hope to redirect those incentives.
The pace of science and innovation is actually outpacing the rate at which you could fund, support, tech transfer. We really have to adapt to that. And I think right now we're living in an inflection moment in biomedicine. Do we capitalize on that, or do we fumble it?
We're living through a cultural change in the world of science and science funding in the United States. The world, those people out there, are demanding more therapies. Much of that promise has not been realized. Science for the sake of science, or science for the purpose of getting more grants and having career development, it doesn't necessarily help the patients.
At ResearchHub, what we're doing is using financial incentives to accelerate the pace of scientific research. The goal is to try and retain as much of this funding as possible in new creative ways that actually give more money to scientists so we can have more basic research and eventually more products that help to make differences in the lives of patients at the end of the pipeline.
We're quite eager to see how we can meet the moment and spur innovation all across the country to do awesome things.